some breaking development coming in right now. Big breaking news coming in connection with Liquorgate. The ED remand copy says that the accused Vijay Nair had sent recommendations on the liquor policy and he stays in accommodation allocated to our Army Party Neta. So we have access, Republic TV has accessed the Vijay Nair remand copy has been accessed by Republic, where a couple of details have come out, including that Nair stays in Aam Aadmi Party Neta's accommodation, and he also pretended to be the Delhi Excise Department OSD. Joining me is our senior editor Shravan Sen to take us through all the details of the remand copy accessed. Shravan, take us through the details of that copy accessed exclusively by Republic TV.
Well, in fact, remember, Vijay Nair was first placed under arrest by the Central Bureau of Investigation, and thereafter the custody was taken by the Enforcement Directorate. Now, in the remand copy that has now been accessed by the Republic TV, some sensational details that are emerging. One, the connection that Vijay Nair, who happens to be just a volunteer of the Aam Aadmi Party, was actually staying at the government accommodation of one of the cabinet ministers of Arvind Kejriwal, that is Kailash Gehlot, who happens to be the Minister of Transport and Revenue. In fact, Vijay Nair was staying in the government accommodation officially that was allotted to him in civil lines. Not just that, he was also introducing himself as a senior official as the OSD to the Delhi Excise Department, even though he was a volunteer in charge of the media and communication of the Aam Aadmi Party to one of the liquor manufacturers. It also turns out that the excise policy, which was basically drafted, a copy of it, was found from the possession of the liquor manufacturer, liquor wholesalers, who were actually in touch with Vijay Nair. In fact, perhaps, Shivangi, we can also put out details of the WhatsApp chats of Vijay Nair with the liquor manufacturers and wholesalers, in which they are basically talking about, they are basically going through the process of sending the recommendations to Vijay Nair on the excise policy. It is very clear that there was a discussion that was taking place as to what should really feature in the draft of the excise policy. WhatsApp digital evidences that are now being put out by the Enforcement Directorate in this particular case, it becomes extremely clear that as the CBI in its FIR had essentially indicated that alleged close associates of the Deputy Chief Minister, Manish Sisodia, which includes Vijay Nair, were basically responsible, or they were the ones who were drafting the excise policy in a manner which would have essentially led to cartelization. And that is exactly what is being pointed out in the remand copy that has now been prepared by the Enforcement Directorate in an exclusive copy accessed by Republic TV. Perhaps we could also put out that digital evidence in the form of WhatsApp conversations between Vijay Nair and the liquor manufacturers and liquor wholesalers, which makes it abundantly clear that there was a criminal conspiracy in place. The fact that the excise policy was being drafted by those who were involved in it, those who were benefiting from it, and it becomes very clear from the digital evidence that has now been accessed.
Right. And we have those conversations out as well for our viewers right now. Shravan, our viewers are seeing all the details in this case. Now, we also know that the court has extended the ED remand of the communication in charge of Vijay Nair and Hyderabad-based businessman Abhishek Boinpalli by 5 days in connection with the Delhi excise policy case as well. Shravan, if you could just take us through all the details and where the case stands as of now, because we know that the number one accused in Liquorgate is Manish Sisodia, but all these associates as well are being investigated at this point of time.
Well, as far as Manish Sisodia, who was handling the excise department, is concerned, he has already been examined by the Central Bureau of Investigation. His questioning is yet to take place by the Enforcement Directorate, but it does appear that there are certain layers that are being looked at, and perhaps in future course, as part of the future course of action, Manish Sisodia would also be called in for questioning by the Enforcement Directorate. But that is going to take some more time, because right now the focus is on those liquor manufacturers, wholesalers who are benefiting from the excise policy. In fact, let me just also tell you one more detail that is emerging from this particular remand copy that has been accessed by Republic TV. Now, they are saying that these liquor manufacturer employees, they were basically in touch with Vijay Nair. There is a WhatsApp chat which has basically revealed that one of the liquor industry person was arm twisted by Vijay Nair to get the business of one of the L1 surrendered, and basically sought help by asking a liquor manufacturing employee to fix a meeting with Vijay Nair. What does this mean? This essentially means that he played a very instrumental role, someone who was, even though not a part of the government, the fact that he was just a volunteer, he had that much, he was wielding that much of power and had so much of access within the government. That is exactly what is being indicated from the chats that are now being accessed by Republic TV. In fact, there is one more digital evidence in the form of WhatsApp chat between a liquor manufacturer and a wholesaler, in which they are saying that there is a process of sending recommendations to Vijay Nair on the excise policy. If you take a look at one of those Amandeep Dal's WhatsApp chat, in which he's saying that how can we send in the recommendations. Now, those are the details.
All right, so Shravan is getting us all the details. We'll try to connect back to Shravan, but this is the big breaking we're getting right now, viewers, where we are learning that the ED remand copy says that accused Vijay Nair had sent recommendations on the liquor policy, and he stayed in accommodation allotted to the Aam Aadmi Party Neta. Couple of details coming out that he got 100 crore bribe from cartel members. And remember that he's one of the main conspirators, Vijay Nair we're talking about, and facilitators of the plan and arrange a movement of bribes given in advance as well. All right, so we're also being joined by Samiksha from a Mumbai newsroom. Samiksha, these are sensational details that are coming out right now. The chats also for our viewers to see, which is nailing Vijay Nair's role in Liquor Gate. Samiksha, take us to the details.
Well, that's right, Shivangi. You know, from this document that we've accessed, clearly it's been proven that the nexus between the political persons as well as the liquor manufacturers, it clearly stands exposed. Talking about this document that we've accessed, in which the ED has the evidence that's been provided by the ED clearly shows that Vijay Nair was the man who was making these recommendations, who in fact drafted the policy, the excise policy of the Delhi government. Binoy Babu, they are saying that proposed policy details received, going through the same. So why does it say proposed policy details received? That's because it was the policy details, proposed policy details, beg your pardon, were received by Vinay Nair, beg your pardon. ED meanwhile has also stated that the dearth of documentary evidence is also attributable to the fact that people involved in the scam used to communicate over VoIP, including Signal. This is corroborated by the WhatsApp chat that's been found in the phone of another arrested, wherein one person who was in close contact with Vijay Nair mentioned, please contact him with him on Signal. So now they knew that they have to use some means of communication which really does not come under lens, which is why it's been clearly stated that this is what was used to exchange information. The ED clearly stating that Vijay Nair's number to a liquor manufacturer employee and mentioned please contact with him on Signal. Screenshot of the WhatsApp chat is as under. So this is the screenshot of the WhatsApp chat between Binoy Babu and Vijay Nair, in which Vijay Nair, it's been clearly proven, was the main man. He was the one to have scripted the whole excise policy of the Delhi government. We'll put out another chat that we've accessed, the chat that's been provided by the ED in the arguments. In fact, the documents that have been provided by the Enforcement Directorate are clearly indicative of the fact, Shivangi, that yes, there is a nexus between the political persons and liquor manufacturers. ED making it very, very clear that there's been cartelization, defeated purpose of excise policy, and that Vijay Nair was main decision maker of the excise policy, and that Vijay Nair was the man who arranged and coordinated movement of cash. So Vijay Nair there completely stands exposed as a chat between Binay Babu and Vijay Nair clearly proved the same. Shivangi.
All right, well, Samiksha is getting us all the details, the sensational details which have been accessed just by Republic TV when it comes to Liquorgate. When it comes to Liquorgate, viewers, Republic has accessed a remand copy where it clearly says there, couple of big details coming out. Number one, Nair made policy recommendations. Nair stayed in Aam Aadmi Party Neta's accommodation. Nair pretended to be Delhi Excise Department OSD. Nair's role in formulating policy is very clear. 100 crore bribe is, in fact, proceeds of the crime going in, and 100 crore bribe from cartel members. And these charts that Samiksha is showing us on our screens are nailing the role of Vijay Nair as well.